A warm good evening to each and everyone present here on this important summit. Our Rajshekhar Reddy Garu, who opened the program here, Vice President Marketing, Polycab India, distinguished government officials, esteemed guests, industry leaders, members from the media, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Namaste and good evening everyone. At the outset, I extend my sincere appreciation to CNBC-TV18 and Polycab for creating this platform to highlight a critical challenge in India's infrastructure development. Ensuring electrical safety in smart infrastructure and smart mobility is a need of the hour and a need for the future. Coming from the civil aviation sector, I can't stress more on safety because safety is a very important aspect for us. Life in the air seems very, very important and we have to take care of it very thoroughly, and safety is an important point. But I have to even expand it a little further that life anywhere is a life. Let it be in the air, let it be on the ground, let it be inside a building, let it be while working in the building. So the safety aspect in whatever we are doing is of utmost priority. And a lot of times when we feel that it's not the most important aspect, that is where we lead to a lot of problems. But I'm very happy that this summit concentrates on that infrastructure and infrastructure safety. So I appreciate once again CNBC TV18 and also Polycab for having the discussion which is the need of the hour today. And under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, we are witnessing an era of unprecedented growth and urban transformation. And as we align our priorities for the common goal of Viksit Bharat 2047, which is seeing our India developed after 100 years of independence, I firmly believe that in the rapidly urbanizing India, infrastructure safety is not just a priority, but also our all shared responsibility. And I see urbanization as not only expansion of our cities, but also ensuring that that expansion is both inclusive, safe, and also secure. And I commend CNBC TV18 for highlighting the vital issue of electrical safety through a dedicated campaign and also having a dialogue around it and bringing the industry stakeholders and the important people and giving us a direction and the way forward. And India is the most populated country in the world today. And it is projected that 50% of our population will be urbanized by the year 2047. And imagine the immense pressure and the demand that this whole urbanization is going to create. And this calls for a strategized development of our urban infrastructure and urban mobility, focusing on the crucial safety aspect. With electrical hazards posing serious threats to us and the adoption of smart cabling solutions, advanced safety systems, and sustainable construction practices, these kind of solutions are going to be a key in addressing this safety aspect. With growing electrification in aviation, railways, road transport, and other departments, we are ensuring that stringent safety standards are thoroughly followed. And I firmly believe that a key aspect of transforming India's mobility infrastructure lies in securing our electrical infrastructure in the future. And the government of India is actively promoting e-mobility in the country. With a financial outlay of more than 10,000 crores under the PM e-Drive scheme, we are offering upfront incentives for purchase of electrical vehicles in the country. And we are also have the FAME initiative where 10,000 electrical buses are also set to be deployed. Railways has achieved 97% of electrification in their tracks, and by next year, we are going to see 100% electrification of our railway lines. So you see that each and every department, when we say progress, we are all moving towards electrification of it. And if you come to this zero pollution mobility, which is the Shunya, this also talks about how do we electrify our systems so that we can deal with the future. And I encourage India's aviation industry to pursue new paths of advanced air mobility with the introduction of electrical aircraft, eVTOLS, which are the electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, and drone systems also, which are electrical systems now, and we are seeing more and more utilization of these drones in our aviation ecosystem. And to highlight the potential of e-mobility in aviation, I would like to give a reference to one study which has been conducted by Uber. Our economy loses approximately 1.4 lakh crore annually due to traffic congestion in just 4 major cities of the country. 1.4 lakh crore, imagine, just by traffic congestion. In Bangalore alone, in a survey that was conducted in 2023, around 7 lakh productive hours were lost because of delayed traffic and also costing the economy up to 1100 crores. So this is a serious problem that we are looking at. And on top of this, more than 1 million lives in India are lost prematurely every year due to the air pollution, where the major source has been linked to the traffic and the road transport. So this is where we see the aviation stepping up things and trying to offer some innovative solutions. And I truly believe that electric powered advanced air mobility systems, these are going to give us a strong potential in dealing with these challenges. Some of the numbers that I've shown today, how do we tackle that is we are trying to bring in new systems through the electric innovation. And imagine cities without traffic congestion, fewer accidents and reduced pollution. This should be a collective vision for all of us, and we are ensuring that we drive it from our civil aviation side also. And when we also had Asia Pacific Interministerial Conference in the month of September last year, and there we had a declaration, which was the Delhi Declaration under the guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister. And what we strongly discussed there is the eVTOL systems, the electric vehicle vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, which we see is going to be the future in the civil aviation, especially in these urban cities where the road congestion is a very big problem. And the regional connectivity scheme, which is the UDAN scheme, Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik scheme, this has also revolutionized the way we travel in the country by offering connectivity to those tier 2 and tier 3 airports, where earlier there was a challenge, economical challenge of running viable routes. Through the UDAN scheme, we have opened all these airports and we have given connectivity to each and every airport in the country. We have started a record number of 619 routes through the UDAN scheme, through which we have seen unprecedented growth in the domestic air connectivity market in the country today. And if you consider the helicopter market, in Sao Paulo, Brazil, there are up to, in just one city, there are up to 600 helicopters operating in there. And today in the country, a country like India, we are just having around 300 helicopters in the whole country. One city where there are 600 and the country where there are 300. So imagine the kind of potential there is in terms of air connectivity in the country. So advanced air mobility, where we are bringing these electrical systems, electrical models, these are going to offer a wide range of connectivity while solving the safety and security aspect that we are facing today also. So while offering these innovative solutions, there is also a cost advantage for these. It is much better than the existing systems, existing models. So the electric ones are going to offer us a cost advantage on the long run. So we are trying to adapt these e-mobility systems very strongly in our civil aviation also, and also along with their lower environmental footprint, eVTOLs have a higher economic footprint. They create good job opportunities in manufacturing, services and industrial infrastructure sectors. Projections show that the global urban air mobility market, which is growing at 2.6 billion in 2020 to 9.1 billion in 2030 at a combined annual growth rate of 13.1%. So this growth could significantly contribute to the India's GDP, creating opportunities in maintenance, repair and overhaul network, and also facilitate for creation of vertiports and also advancing our overall aviation ecosystem. To captivate this potential, we are taking some proactive steps from the Ministry of Civil Aviation also. We have had one Urban Air Mobility Expo recently, where we have showcased to the startup companies that these electric vehicles are going to be coming in the near future. So they should also get hold of the ecosystem and try to enhance their whole manufacturing facilities so they can build these machines at the earliest. And on safety aspect, we have also dedicatedly put up 6 working groups from the ministry so that the unique requirements of eVTOL operations in India are looked at and regulations that are required for that are developed in time. And we are also collaborating internationally with forged partnerships with International Civil Aviation Organization, FAA, EASA, which are the DGCA equivalents in US and the Europe, and focusing on advancing our electric air mobility. DGCA has also issued detailed guidelines on vertiport commissioning, airworthiness of AM aircraft, and also air taxi licensing. With these measures, we have laid the groundwork for a future where urban commuters can bypass road traffic and instead fly in minutes in these urban cities by using these eVTOLs. And I believe, and it's also a constant push from my side, that by early next year or mid next year, we have to see these eVTOLs flying in the country itself. A lot of countries are already moving into it. China, UAE, USA, they're also trying to build these models indigenously. But I don't want India to be standing back. We are pushing our industry strongly. We want to see that in competition with them, we also have these eVTOLs functioning in the country by early next year. And our next step is to establish these sandbox systems where we can test these eVTOLs so that all the safety and security aspects are thoroughly taken care of once they come into operations. And the outcomes from the sandbox will also be very important for us in policy decisions and also for providing an opportunity for startups, especially the MSMEs who are trying to do something effective in the aviation market. Technologies that seemed once very futuristic are now set to revolutionize and simplify the way we travel in the country. And I think it is time for all of us to redefine the urban planning and incorporate advanced air mobility in our planning so that the future systems that we bring in especially these urban cities, takes care of this rapid growth that we are seeing in the advanced air mobility also. And talking about eVTOLs, we also need to talk about the drone systems, which are bringing in a lot of different kind of solutions for us across various different fields. Let it be agriculture, let it be law and order, or any other streams. Then we are seeing more and more use of these drones coming into the picture. And it is an immense pride for all of us that the rapid developments that we are seeing in this sector, and with innovations in electric propulsion and battery operated vehicle technologies, the growth in drone adoption has been tremendous and very phenomenal. Over the last decade, under the leadership of our Prime Minister, initiatives like ease of doing business and Digital India has transformed how we connect as a nation and how we operate also as a nation. And I believe that today, with a stronger focus on reducing lead times, minimizing the logistics costs, and emphasizing on sustainability, we are unlocking new potentials for air mobility, especially in the drone sector. The rise of e-commerce industry in India is expected to reach up to 350 billion by 2030, an exponential 500% growth. And when we are talking about e-commerce, there is also a huge potential for us in terms of drone delivery in the e-commerce sector. And with the ability of drones to connect to these remote areas, especially in these hilly areas, the utilization of drones to give that connectivity to the last mile becomes very, very crucial. And for example, in states like Arunachal Pradesh, drones have the potential to reduce the delivery time of something from 3 hours to 30 minutes. So imagine the kind of potential drones can offer to us. And I believe that this potential is not only in e-commerce sector, but also in healthcare industry, where giving the medicines to sending them to these remote and unconnected areas becomes also very, very important for us. And one of the most inspiring examples is the medicines from the sky, where last year in October, in partnership with Uttarakhand state government, we had launched one initiative at the AIIMS Rishikesh, where we are using drones to transport these medicines to these remote villages. And it was a groundbreaking effort from all of us and a very successful one, where we are able to cut down the transport times from more than 5 hours also in some of the cases. And drones have emerged as lifesavers during natural disasters. And last year, I have also been personally involved in this initiative, which was the Vijayawada in the state of Andhra Pradesh, when it was flood struck. Then all the houses were disconnected and there was no possible way of reaching to any household and giving them any kind of relief. So at that point of time, we utilized the drones so that we can send in the relief material, let it be food, let it be medicines, let it be milk for the children. So utilization of drones became very, very effective in doing the relief mechanism also. So these are some of the examples. When you utilize electricity in proper way, some of the interesting challenges that we face today, how can you offer wide variety of solutions? It is just connecting electricity through a device to a problem and offering a solution. And in this, civil aviation on the forefront, we have tried to include the eVTOLs and also drone systems. And in the future also, I see a lot of huge revolution coming in the aviation sector because of the electricity advancements that we have made today. And one of the important ones is we are trying to build a plane also, through the Hansa, which is a plane which is manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which is totally electric. And they are in the production right now, and we are very happy to see the kind of advancements the aircraft side also people are making so that they can go electric. This is going to be very, very crucial for us. And we are doing many other initiatives where we are trying to increase the dependence on electricity more and more, because we feel it is the more safer way to do, and it's a more sustainable way to do also. And in fact, in our airports, we are trying to, the building of airports, where Airport Authority of India is the major driver for the infrastructure behind the airports, we are continuously upgrading our systems to the industry standards and also the global standards. Much of the discussion which would happen here later on also on how do we build much stronger and safer infrastructure systems in the country. From the airport side, we are taking in the best concept, the best standards, and making our airports much more sustainable, much more reliable, and much more safer in the future also. And today, we are very happy with the way the airports are coming. They are excellent buildings, engineering marvels today. They are not just, if you look at the West, they are not just mere buildings where you are just combining steel and glass. This is what you are seeing mostly in one of these advanced countries. But the way we are doing it in India, we are including our culture, we are including our heritage, we are including the best of the East and the West, best of all the best things that are happening across the world. We are trying to bring it in the infrastructure side and the aviation. And definitely whatever comes up through this summit also, we are going to ensure that the standards which are being set up in the industry are being taken care of in the civil aviation side, and especially in the airports manufacturing also. When we talk about sustainability, 90% of annual electricity requirement of our airports is met through renewable energy. This is obviously helping in the carbon reduction, and approximately 2.3 lakh ton of carbon CO2 is reduced from the emissions. And we are also improving energy efficiency by installing 5-star rated equipment at all our airports, and in a phased manner, we are also switching to electrical vehicles and creating EV charging infrastructure at all our airports. You would see a lot of ground handling, a lot of other vehicles being utilized in the airports, both towards the parking side and also the air side. So we are trying to convert all of them into electric vehicles, because we believe that is the way we should address this sustainability problem in the future also. And complete electrical safety is ensured by adhering to the best practices. Like I've mentioned, we continuously upgrade our systems at the airports also, matching to the global standards and also keeping up to date on all the standards that are being followed across the world. And as of date, if you see, 75 airports which are handled by the Airports Authority of India are operating on 100% renewable energy, and our aim is to decarbonize all our airports by 2040. And Delhi Airport is India's first airport which is powered entirely by renewable energy, and Cochin Airport is also celebrated as the world's first airport to be fully solar powered. So think no less for India. We have all the best things happening in the country, and definitely this is all an inspiration for all of us to move forward in the best direction. So the future is undoubtedly electric. What we have to keep in mind is, while we are doing this huge investment push in infrastructure, we have to ensure that the systems, the buildings, the standards that we are bringing into this infrastructure is properly, thoroughly thought through, and the safety aspect is not missed upon. And definitely this summit throws a very big light in all of this, and in the vision that we all have collectively here together. It is all aligned today, and I feel that this discussion is going to give us some strong outcomes which are to be collectively followed and which are very important for the industry altogether. And I once again extend my heartfelt appreciation to CNBC-TV18 and all my friends who are here today participating in this. This is a great conference discussing on a very important topic which is necessary at this point of time. And I would also like to congratulate the heroes who are sitting in front of me, who have dedicated their lives for the service, and especially in the times of those bravest moments, they have come forward and they have offered their support to the people. So personally, I would like to congratulate them. They are an inspiration to all of us. And I once again thank the CNBC-TV18 for taking up this initiative. And I've studied in the West. I know how the people there, and especially some of the countries, how they treat these kind of people, the fire safety people. They are considered to be national heroes also. They are supposed to be the inspiration for school children, the young people. And today as a country, we have to follow that moment, and we have to connect our younger generation to these real heroes, and we have to inspire them so that they not only grow forward in their own individual sense, but they grow forward in a national building sense where everyone contributes towards the nation. And with all this collective sense, I request each and every one of you that our collective goal is to see our country developed by 2047, which is Viksit Bharat, and to achieve that, to achieve a safe and secure Viksit Bharat, this conference leads us in a very good direction. I thank each and everyone who is participating in this, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to participate in this. Thank you very, very much.